Bluetooth mode.
Welcome to the Archangel Michael's chat. Let us put some light on the subject. Oh, and here we have PepsiCo the cat. Hey, meow. No? No? No meow. Row. That's the stuff. Huh? I know you don't like being held. But you do. Ah, see? But we'll get the replacement cat, eh? Off you go, old boy. Replacement cat. Aha. Maxwell. Oh yes. A very fluffy cat, this one. You like to cuddle him. But he also likes to cuddle you. And when he does, this 8-kilo cat really doesn't let go. Does she? Yeah. This cat, look at his hydrating. Big belly hanging down. Oh yes, you're very plastic, Maxwell. Do you want to grab hold? But you're very strong. You know you are. Yes. Off you go. Ah, baby! Straight away, the other cat chasing him. And then they fight. Well, you end up with the big bite mark I got on my leg. So, I hope I find people well, and I hope people are good. We'll start with the Lord's Prayer very shortly. Put a bit more light on the subject, I think. Oh, that's better. Oh, now we lost it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi off, and we see how good the transmission stays. I thought tonight might sit back and give you a little bit of insight of my mission for God. But first, let's get God into the day. Okay, here we go. I hope you are ready. Hello, Tempa. Oh, top of the morning, yes. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but to deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace. Amen. Well, we have God in the day. Chuck the light down a bit. Put the prayer away so we don't lose it. Yes, my mission for God. Well, I was built different. The one angel that was built different are the 144,000 that were cast. He knew that there had to be one separate, one different than the rest, for the task that he must take on, where none of the others would care to go. And so he made me a weapon. not even the Son of God, but nothing more than his weapon to do what he asks, whatever it is, whatever it may be, regardless of the outcome or the consequence. It takes a strong mind, a strong will, and yes, a strong body to encompass this, to accept it as one's fate. Because when peace is declared, there is no more need for weapons, which is solely what I am. But that is just the way of things, and the way it has been done. I might have to do things that, well, may be deemed as very evil to some, but it's God's work nonetheless. He has a plan, simple as that. It either goes one way or it has to go another. See, the changing of thinking happened. Hello, Kiki Eyes, how are you? The changing of thinking happened come the year 2000. It is quite simple to explain to you. Before the year 2000, the hero was always the hero. The bad guy was always the villain. And then come the year 2000, the narrative changed. All these stories about why the villain was the villain. So we see them as not so bad after all, and start signifying them as more of a victim than a villain. And the heroes, what have they become? Fallen, disgraced, not as heroic as we thought they were, not doing their job. Yes, hello Debbie, hello Kiki Eyes, and hello Tempa. I see you all there. So, with the time of the narrative, last 25 years, man, you go to the theater now, instead of seeing Dorothy going to the Oz, you see the Wicked Witch of the West and the Good Witch of the North or the South or whichever way she comes from. In a sing song. Totally changed the narrative of the original story of the evil and the good. Funny that. I would have just told just the story of the Wicked Witch of the South. You got the East, you got the West, and you got the Good Witch of the North, but you never heard of the one of the South. That would have been a better narrative. But that's not the way the world thinks now. The hero is now the fallen, and the bad guy is now the good. Look at the series Lucifer that's out there. Oh, poor Lucifer. He has to be bad because that's the way he is. You know? All the picturations of me is like I'm fallen. I am in redemption. I am fucking the dark one. Think about that. What? That's the cats killing each other. So now I have to go and get bitten. Stop it! You. Oh. That's a dangerous affair, that. The cats. But I keep cats around me because, well, they naturally keep spirits away. And cats are far different than the big cats, even though there is some sort of relation in the feline aspect. No, domestic cats have slit eyes like snakes, hiss like snakes, eat the same prey as snakes, and will sit and wait just as long as a snake or a mouse. Even hiss like it. Tail moves like a snake. Oh yes. But yeah, when they start fighting, well, the older one keeps trying to assert his dominance, of course, and the younger one, well, he's had enough. And he's grown stronger and big enough now that he can fight back. And he bites very hard and grabs onto you, and you go, my God, I cannot get this piece of Velcro off me. That's what it's like, Velcro, but claws. So, back to God. Doing what God asks us to do, to go above and beyond, to give even when you know you are poor yourself. And that is a fact. When you die, you can't take the money with you. They say money makes the world go around. No. Quote this next time someone says that. You say, no, money doesn't make the world go around. The world revolves on its own axis in gravity, in time, around the sun. Money just makes sure your stay on this planet is a little bit better. That's about all that's got. So it doesn't make the world go around. You take the money away, fucking world still keeps spinning. That's a metaphor to make you believe in that money factor. And if you watch Natanya Rubin, as she was talking about how Gaddafi and the states of Africa were going to start up their own dollar and back it with actual gold. Well, then you'll understand why he had his downfall all of a sudden. It's all about the money. Man is all about greed and money. That is all. Who's got the most resources? Who's got the biggest dollar? Satan is about depriving everyone of everything without them even knowing it before it's too late. By the time you realize, it is too late. And he'll use whatever method he can to draw you in. God, unfortunately, tied his hands. And he can only work through us as part of his rules that he made himself. Yes, he can change them at any time, but what type of God would he be if he didn't follow some set of rules and expect us not to do the same? Not very good as an example, is he, if he does that? So there's rules to this game, unfortunately. Not quite as clear cut as the church or you have been indoctrinated through time to believe. Sort of like that, but not like that at all. The quicker you realize that God works through us, and the only time that we're actually going to get this God-like stuff is when we all start working together like we have, getting more and more people to join. Well, then we can make a difference. As simple as that. And yes, it might seem like I'm punning for money and punning for my channel, but this is one of the weapons that we've been allowed to use. To me, I regard this as wings, because my message can fly all over the world. I have two sets of wings. I don't use my TikTok wings. I use my YouTube ones. Hello, Gypsy Grace. I hope you are well. But yes, these are your wings. The technology and the magic that has been given to us, available to us, we utilize it. And this online thing, like I said, it's got a mind of its own. It's got a function like a body. It's even got a soul, if you really want to look for it. So that's your spiritual, right in front of your eyes, where what you can see can be manipulated by the AI, as Jaggy will talk about, what she fears most, which is true, it's coming. It's already here. It's already here. And when they perfect it, well, how do we know what they show us is real? We will never know. So we have to be careful, because this technology will be used against us as a control factor, and a control factor nonetheless. That's the only reason why it gets released. There's a lot of things out there that are quite rudimentary, right? That move energy around the world. Not the way we do it, a lot easier way. Ways that haven't been lost, no. Ways that have been hidden. Like I said, you get 5 people around the table. You put your hands on the table and you make the whole thing and start that, make the table elevate and levitate. So the table is levitating. And then you can take 4 of those people's hands off. So there's only one person's hands there, levitating the table. Usually we panic, we pull away because it's so freaky, and the table drops. But what would I tell you? That's how they move the stones in the pyramid. And once enough of the energy lifted a stone, it only took one person to move it around. Once they got over the freak factor that if they took their hands off, it drops. How they got it down the Nile? They didn't put them in boats. Their boats would have not been big enough to float those stones. No, they were far more ingenious. They realized certain amounts of air can displace certain amounts of water. So they worked it out. They only needed so many goat bladders tied to a stone. So the stone's just sitting that far above the water, and just have someone push them down and use the natural current of the river. That's why if you go along the Nile, you'll find stones all along there where the bladders have failed, and of course the stone is sunk. Quite easy. Also, by physics and by law and by the way we do maths, if one man has the ability to lift 100 kilos and the other man that he's working with has the same ability to lift 100 kilos, well, technically they should only be able to lift 200 kilos between them. But that is not so. Gravity and cancellation of more people, like more hands make lighter work. 2 people can then lift up a 450 kilo piano, take it up the stairs. So that defies the logic of things, doesn't it? But that's how gravity works, nonetheless. Not have you believe that it takes so many people to lift one of those big stones. Well, probably takes a quarter of the amount, what they say. Many hands make light work. You don't increase the strength by twice. You actually increase it by 4 times. Every time you add another person, it increases 4 times. The more hands you have, the lighter the work. That's as simple as that. You know, levitation, magnetics, been around for centuries. All your churches and all that, they're all built like antennas, to push out prayer energy into that ether that Tesla was talking about, where they can naturally draw energy out. And they do that anyway. They've had that technology. They use it in your wireless phone recharges. That's one. Just the shape of a copper core. They run the power through it, right? It creates a field of energy, and you put your phone inside that field of energy, it'll charge wireless. That's what the world's like. The world's like that. Big dynamo that creates energy, and we just can tap into it like that. And we don't want to rob it completely, so we also have stations that push energy up into that ether. So we won't rob the earth of its natural energy. All this can be done. Make free energy. You wouldn't need all the wires and that we have. It reduces all down to just a copper receiver in everyone's house. Look into crystal radios. Just from a crystal alone is a piece of energy and frequencies in that. And you could make up certain things just with that alone, without any power source. And you can listen to radio. It's not very loud, but you can do it. The bigger the crystal, the louder it is, the more energy you preserve. It's like those automatic lighters. Every time you go click, click, you're pushing a spring against the crystal, a bit of quartz. That flat bit of quartz in there, when you put pressure to it, it creates a spark. Because that's how quartz reacts. And that's the spark that lights the flame. So it's not a battery, it's a slither of quartz. It's quite ingenious, that. You'll be surprised how they make things and what they use. And you imagine that. You can create energy just by tapping quartz. Why don't we have a generator like that? It's all about the control, see? And if I invented something like that and tried to patent it, they say, no, we've already gotten patent, and that's a legal technology. And that banned me from ever using it. Think that one. Yes, it's strange, the old world. Strange indeed. A lot is hidden from us that would make it much easier. Far easier. Far easier indeed. For everybody. Especially when it comes to energy. That's a big control factor, that. That's why it's on the monopoly board. You know, the energy factory, the waterworks, the transport. Everything relies on that. But there you go. It's like over here. The government, well, the power systems are run by private companies. But the government reserves its right, to work on the fucking main power lines. So they still got their finger on the off button. And if the government decides it wants to black out an area to do some work, and you have a generator or something going, it can't be over a certain amount of amperage, or they'll tell you to turn it off. Because they like to control the power. You can't really get a house unless you're out in the bush that's allowed to be off the grid in Australia. Even if you've got your own solar panels, there's a system set up that, yes, you can get the battery and run off of that, but the government can still come along and fucking turn it off whenever they want. They have to have that power. Don't know why, but they do. It's all tricky. All Australian government's very tricky. Australian government is very tricky. Very tricky indeed. Even in the name. Even in the name. But what government isn't? They all seem to be corrupt. They all seem to be doing something shady. And it doesn't matter whether it's the next guy that gets in or the next guy or the next lady that gets in. It doesn't matter. They still run the same bullshit. Nothing really changes. You know? How do they try to change it? Oh, we'll increase the fines. That doesn't change anything. You know, does not change a thing. Just revenue collecting. Because more and more happens every year. It's like cigarettes. They know full well they are harmful, but they like the money. If you look at history of the vehicle, started off electric first. Then they found that oil and realized, well, money could be had. So they reversed it. Spent 90 years telling you how electricity engines were fucked, so you could run your gas and your oil. And now they're doing a full reverse. How about that? Isn't that strange? Oh, you wouldn't believe me. You'd absolutely shit yourself. They say, oh, this oil is going to run out. There's only a certain amount. No, that's blood of the earth. And like the blood in the human body, it regenerates. But you wouldn't understand that one. You wouldn't understand that one. It's like Australia. We've got 3 wells up the north in the Kimberley region. And the oil that comes out of there only has to go through one filtering process because it's all being bubbled under the ground. And you can pretty much put it straight into your car. Okay? Yet we don't use a single drop of that in Australia. And that produces enough barrels to run Australia night and day with spare. No, we sell that straight to the Chinese. Go straight on the boat, straight to the Chinese. The best meat in the country is in the Kimberley region. The best beef in the world, I believe. Sort of meat that when you smell the meat, or you want to eat it, even before it's cooked. But do you think that they'll put it on our shelves? No. They'll serve us fucking F-grade meat. And those prime quality steaks cut up in singular sealed lock sandwich bags, put in stacks of 20 into a box, and sent straight off to the Chinese army. And they just pull them out, boil them for a few minutes, put them out, go fry on that side for a minute, fry on the other side for a minute, and then you got all these little Chinese hokes eating these fucking big, thick, juicy steaks. And we got this little thin, watered down piece of crap. The only way you can get a decent steak is you got to go to the butcher's, and it's going to cost more. And even then, where's he source his food from? Pretty hard. Pretty hard. But that's what happens. I like to know how they work out the money factor in the world. Because you have over in Goulburn Valley, over in the eastern states, they'll make a tin of peaches. Cost about $6.80 to get that tin of peaches here on the shelf. Right? In West Australia. They reckon, oh, it's because we've got to transport it across the country. Okay, yeah, I can understand that. But you can get that same tin of peaches in Bali, not 2,000 k's away further than we are, even more. And you get that for equivalency of 69 cents. How the fuck do they work that one out? I can't work that one out. I have yet to work that, how they work that out. How can a poorer country pay less to go further? What's that? If you can afford to pay it, you've got to pay the extra price. That doesn't fucking work to me. How's that working? Sounds like we're being ripped. I've always thought that Australia is the place where they've got it set up. Well, come down and make a lot of money here. If you know how to scam the shit out of a bunch of fucking sheep, wool-blind cows. Seriously. You ask all those scammers around the world, they'll say, oh yeah, Australia's a good place to hit. They got fucking money, wealth, for toil there for some reason. Funny that. We only like fucking 27 million people, 28 million people in the whole country. Yet we can donate more than some countries with fucking 280 million people. It's in our song. We've got wealth for toil, but for whom? The rich? Wow, that's another story. Hopefully that will change eventually. I thank God I stopped smoking cigarettes. Yes, guys. I stopped smoking cigarettes because of the COVID pandemic. I tell you right now, I used to love fucking smoking cigarettes. Mwah. Used to be delicious. And I had that vaccine, and it caused a 52 centimeter blood clot from the inside of my leg up into my lung. And well, fucking had to throw the cigarettes away then, didn't I? But it's good. But ever since that COVID shot, my health has been all over. I've had some side effects from that. Bad ones. But you get that. You get that. You got people talking in your government over in America at the moment, saying that about that COVID, saying, oh yes, we had all these blood clots, more blood clots than's been recorded in history, and it's a bit of a epidemic at the moment. We're dealing with a lot of them. But we have to look at it this way. The COVID vaccine saved so many people. I'm thinking, fuck off. You had fixed numbers for a start of all the deaths during that period. Not everyone that was accredited as death of COVID died of actually COVID, guys. That was to make the numbers look good. Come on now. You know? You've got a vaccine that was pretty much ready to go on the shelf before the bloody disease spread the whole earth. You know? You gotta look at that one. And all the investigation of where it come from, what happened, that went quiet very quickly. When they realized, well, fuck, it was one of those American-funded facilities in Wuhan City that fucking released it. Oh, how about that one? Oh, you didn't know that, did you? Oh, you do now. She went, oh, hush, hush. Look at who benefits. If there was a crime committed, who benefits? Only two people benefited. The government, by all the fucking sanctions and all the lockdown fucking laws that we now still have to abide by, most of them. Right? And the pharmaceutical companies. They made off with a fucking fortune. We usually take 4 years to put any vaccine to the market to make sure it actually fucking works. So, next time when COVID-20 comes out, are you going to line up for that fucking vaccine they're going to have already ready before it fucking Fucking smothers the earth. Oh, we're smart, we're so fortunate. No, you're not. Fucking bullshit. You're lying to us. They just tested to see how far they can go with shit. Especially this country. This country keeps trying to run that fucking every little disease. Oh, the monkey disease out. Oh, lockdown. Oh, the monkey. They love the control over here. They fucking control thirsty. This country is built on incarceration. They fucking love it. Same as America. Have a look at that place. How many convicts and slaves were taken there to build that place? You know? No different than here, man. No different at all. Except they've been through about 300 years longer over there in America. That's about all. But they had to do that. They had to learn how to destroy that tribal structure in America before they could ever come to Australia. Because our tribal structure was way too strong. Most of the tribes were run by females. It was a matriarchal system. Somewhere along the line, within my own people, they changed. And upset the balance, the circle. And as the moment we upset that circle, well, they started invading. It was time, it was ready to pilfer Australia, burn the resources off there, and go after the final prize, the final piece of the puzzle, Antarctica. And you have to burn resources off on Australia to make the atmosphere hot enough to get rid of that ice on Antarctica. Simple as that. This has been planned for hundreds of years. By man, by Satan, and by God. You'll be quite amazed how the history actually runs, guys. I mean, how do you have a Dutch explorer make a map of Antarctica and it's got trees? And yet the map he makes follows the coastline that is there. We've been told a whole lie on how this earth has geologically changed over time. And when that comes out, well, we really will have change. We will. I had it 3 times, yes. Well, I still had the virus, regardless of the thing, regardless of that. And you know why? This is all during when Kel had the cancer with that virus. And the laws come in because it's infectious. Oh, surgeries were going to be stopped unless it was absolutely necessary. Life-saving. Oh, at first we was going to get 6 months worth of chemotherapy, and then they were going to cut out what they could. When COVID fucking hit, they pulled back from doing the operation. And all she wanted was it to be cut out. Because what she had, that stage 4 metastatic bloody stage 4 triple negative cancer, is a death sentence. Unless they've got the cure hidden away in a safe, that's a death sentence, that one. And the best you can do is peace of mind. Right? And the best option they had was using the chemo, cutting out what they could, and hopefully, one chance out of a million, it won't grow back. They never even gave her that chance, COVID. Not even a chance. Now, perhaps if I had a lot of money, different. I did have a lot of money. Not as much as they probably obviously wanted. But I still went through $300,000 nonetheless trying to keep her alive. That's simple as that. And I learnt all about your help organizations, your cancer foundations and all that. How much of a fucking scam they are. How much of a rot they are. If you found out what they actually do with the money, and what happens to the money, you wouldn't donate a fucking cent. Very evil. Very evil indeed. Ah, well, this is the Archangel Michael. Been on for 41 minutes. Thank you for coming, guys. Thank you for the likes. I'll go through. Thank you, Kiki Eyes. Thank you, Gypsy Grace. I know Temple was here and Donald, Debbie. He was here first off. Put that back. All right. Well, time to sign off. My throat's getting a bit dry. I hope to catch up with the family soon. Hopefully they'll be going live. That'll be nice. We'll see how we go. And yes, I have been supported by my sister Roma. Like she said, you run a very controversial, she runs her own controversial stuff, but she said I run a very controversial one. And well, she doesn't want any flack under her. I understand that. So she decided I gave her ones that I really want to promote, my shorts. And she promoted them. And well, like the two for Auntie Lee with Easy E and Tupac, they now got 90 plus likes each, so they brought them up in the algorithm. And she did that for the Jaguars ones, which, I thank her very much for, because I said, I know you don't want to, but can you? And she did. And that's got like 100 odd likes one, and another one's got 90 odd likes, so that's good. So that boosted them in the algorithm. And basically that gained me an extra 10 watch hours, because she done that, see? So any help is good. And she knows this YouTube stuff way better than me. So that's my go-to person. And thank you that she helped me. I was quite spun out. Quite spun out indeed. But yes, thank you to her. Okay. This is the archive. Well, I'm trying to actually, I got her on a hypothetical at the moment. I said, I want to interview you. What questions would you like me to base it on? I said, just hypothetically. But I really want to get her on at least once, interview her, give her about 10 questions, just to boost the channel. Because if I could get a big content creator like her on, then it might open up the door to bring some others on. And then we might be able to get the message out. Depends on who I can convince. Oh yes, I always say, like no. As I say, it'll go a long way to some of the ladies. If you actually made that appearance, it'd go a long way. But she think about it. It's a bit difficult. She's a bit difficult. But she helped me nonetheless, and that's fantastic. Any little help is good. It's fantastic. She's always helped me right from the moment I met her and I started my channel. She's always helped. She's always helped. Okay, this is the Archangel Michael signing off. I hope you have a good day, or a good night, or wherever you may be on this earth. I hope you are safe, and I hope you are healthy. And if not, then I hope you get healthy and safe very soon. Remember, God is with you. He's in you. Let him into your temple. Let him into your vessel. And he'll always be there. But also remember, don't rely on everything bad happening to you in a spiritual way. Because often or not, it'll be the physical that's going to happen to you. So you have to learn how to fight or learn how to run. That's life. It's the Archangel Michael signing off for now. I will see you soon, live again tomorrow night. I want to try and go live every night now, so I get this buddy monetized, and then I can really make an impact. Thank you for coming. Love yous. God bless.